All right, folks, we are live. Welcome to
Mhm.
Bunch Formation. I'm Chris Vannini. He's David Ubben. We're coming to you live. Very end of Hawaii-Stanford is on right now. We're gonna react to this as it happens, as it's going. Hawaii's quarterback Alejado cannot walk. He
They're gonna
has one
amputate his
leg.
foot on the sideline. Yeah, we're
It's
getting ready for it.
we are tied 2020. We're gonna get overtime. Or is Stanford gonna do? I feel like Stanford's kind of figured out an offense here.
Well, but their offense is 3 yards in a cloud of dust, like almost literally, and then maybe some play action to a tight end. It really is Kevin Hogan, Andrew Luck, Jim Harbaugh era Stanford stuff we've seen today.
Finally, well, they kept throwing the ball so much with Branson. That was not going well. A couple people popping in. Welcome. We're going to watch the end of Hawaii-Stanford together.
By the way, Chris, did you see that Stanford did not have a rushing touchdown by a running back all last season?
Or a receiving touchdown.
How is that possible?
Because Stanford only won its 2 FBS games on last-second field goals.
Still. By the way,
Ford may have found out something here with Stanford.
I want to get ahead of it for our listeners who have not been paying attention to the bunch formation saga. I'm in the middle of moving, and I'm in a temporary home that is not well suited to do the show. So I literally have my laptop on my lap, and I'm holding the mic. I'm sorry for the camera shaking, and if I mute myself, we'll be in a normal office soon.
This is the live show. This is not the professionally done show.
Yeah, this isn't the real pod. This is just us riffing. So,
and also this is only YouTube exclusive. So if you're watching, we're not going to throw this up on the feed. We're going to try to do this as much as we can on Saturday nights when we're both around, just reacting live to things. Throw in comments, questions. We'll react to them. RT Williams, yes, we both chose K-State. We will get into that. We were both wrong, and appreciate the 5-star review and Spotify like. Also, anybody subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't, or like the video and all that stuff, just so you can get that. Welcome, and Young One. All right, 201.
I'm gonna go bankrupt buying Avery Johnson's stock, Chris.
Yeah, we'll go into that tonight and probably on the next show as well.
Yeah.
Right, 2-minute warning. Stanford-Hawaii. By the way, did you see Hawaii get the faking injury penalty?
I missed it. I also, as part of this terrible living situation I've been in for the last couple of weeks, I was bouncing around to sports bars today that were either freezing cold or didn't have Wi-Fi work. It was a problem. I miss my office. I miss a hotel room with a
You're on the verge of tears, it feels like.
I mean, more or less, yeah.
When you found out that one bar didn't have Wi-Fi?
Yeah, so we're on commercials, so and this isn't a real episode, so I will give you story hour with David. So I found this very good sports bar. My wife and I were doing some stuff this morning. It was right by where we needed to be. It was very convenient. I get in there, I get everything set up. Pretty good setup with TVs. I also have some projects I'm trying to finish up before week 1. Wi-Fi is not working, but I'm like, well, sometimes it's like firewalls or something going wrong. So I asked a very nice waitress. I just gotten a Diet Coke. I was set up. Had all my stuff plugged in. I hadn't even ordered. Yeah. And she's like, no, the Wi-Fi is not working. It's been down for like a week. So I'm like,
a week?
A week? That's incredible. I think it was just because it's not really football season yet. If you did that on like an NFL Sunday and you had people coming in like tracking fantasy and watching, people would riot. So I'm not gonna, we're not gonna shout out names of places, but let me just say it's been the David Ubben business ripping hour the last couple weeks on the show.
Also, on my end, remember last year, David, when we started the season with Until Saturday? Listeners may not know because it was edited out, but I could not speak 3 words without coughing. Remember that?
Yeah, you were slowly dying, but you've recovered.
Those fall allergies are slowly starting to come back. I went to the doctor last week to preemptively get meds for it. So I'm okay right now. And Young One
wants to talk about the Johnson family situation. Do we want to get into it? We want to wait on it?
So what we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
If it's real, but 2 people who look like Avery Johnson's dad and brother appeared to be in a scuffle on the ground, and the names of them were shouted out in the video. I don't know
in
anything more
Ireland.
than that. All right, Stanford here, second out pass incomplete. Hawaii might get the ball back here with time.
Yeah.
Anybody who's played CFP 26 knows end of game scenarios. A lot can happen.
Yeah. So the Johnsons. Yeah, we don't know a lot. Anytime you see like a video and someone says this is what's happening in the video, I'm just reflexively like, let's see more. But there's been some reporting around it. It seems like there's some legitimacy to it. So, assuming that it is what it is perceived to be, I mostly feel sorry for Avery Johnson.
Incomplete. Stanford's gonna punt.
Yeah. Also, I'm watching this on cable, so I'm ahead of Chris. And
yeah, you're back to cable now, by the way.
Well, in a little bit.
You will be.
Or wait, no, I take that back, Chris. I'm not on cable yet. I was ahead of anyway. It doesn't really matter. So the Johnson thing. I mean, I mostly feel bad for Avery, and I think just if you have a kid, I think it's sort of different in the NIL era too, when there's so much money. But if your kid is that public and obviously has already had a really bad day, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like if a guy drops a pass, it's like I shouldn't have to tell you that you can't do that. Like,
Hawaii, decent return up to the 30, 133 left.
I'm behind you now, Chris. Somehow
you're behind me now.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know.
Are you live now? On the
I mean, I thought so. I don't know. I'm glad we're just riffing and it's not the pod.
Have you ever been to Hawaii, by the way?
Yes, I've been to Hawaii twice. My wife and I went like 4 years ago to this exact area. Actually, we spent it was right after COVID, so it was very difficult to get around to the island.
I looked up flights during COVID. It was like $40.
Yeah,
but the problem was you had to like quarantine for like 2 weeks.
Yes,
so like, wow.
You had to
get much out of it then.
To travel between islands, you had to have a state-issued COVID test, which they were charging like $375 for. It was crazy.
And this is the trip where, because there were no rental cars, you rented a
U-Haul. We rented a U-Haul. I can tell that story as well. So there was a rental car shortage. There was a lot of COVID had a lot of stuff happening, and there were a lot of really important things. One of the lesser important things was there was a huge rental car shortage in America, and it was doubly true in Hawaii, where it's just hard to get everything in Hawaii because you're in the middle of the ocean, you're a tiny island. So there were almost no rental cars, and the ones that were, you had to book them out like 6 months in advance. They were like $500 a day. It was crazy. But people on the internet were figuring out, hey, you could rent U-Haul trucks.
I had a friend who did that too. It wasn't first time. All right, Hawaii ball near the 40-yard line, their own 40, 115 left. I appreciate, by the way, Alejado, Hawaii quarterback, being a lefty.
Yeah.
I'm a lefty. But I have 2 working legs. He doesn't appear to have that.
No, he really can barely.
Shout out Timmy Chang, college football legend.
Yeah, whatever you want to say about whether Hawaii survives this or not, they've
first down, cross midfield.
They've looked competent, which they have not looked very competent under Timmy Chang in quite some time.
I just hope Alajado's okay, because they like him. Like, I heard a lot about him at media days and in the offseason, because he started late in the season last year and was really good, and he's a local kid. And so they were like really high on him, but they weren't sure how many pieces they'd have around him. They got the kid from Stanford.
I'm trying to catch up to you. I think I'm just going to be behind. But once I will be switching to cable, so I look.
Are you on YouTube? Are you on YouTube TV?
I'm on YouTube TV now.
So what you do? Scroll down to the 3 dots. Open the 3 vertical dots, and there's an option that says broadcast delay.
Ooh.
And it will by default have it on a couple
decreased delay.
Decreased delays moves you closer to live.
This is good news for our listeners. You should.
I was a holdout. I was a holdout with cable for a long time because of that exact reason. Because
it's because you have a disease that doesn't allow you to log off.
Stuff would get spoiled on Twitter.
Yes.
Before it happened on my screen. It's a little bit better now that nobody else has cable anymore on my timeline.
Yeah.
48 seconds left. Tie game. Hawaii's getting pretty close to field goal range.
By the way, in terms of coach vibes, Timmy Chang off the charts.
He's such a normal dude.
Yeah,
By the way,
the
I spent some
hoodie, the
time with him
lei,
in
the
media days.
glasses. It's a great coaching look. I gotta say.
Everybody really wants him to. Oh,
Also,
that screen was there, but that was not run very well.
has Andrew Luck gotten more screen time in this game than Frank Reich?
I mean, he should.
Sure, but Frank Reich's on the sidelines.
I've only
Andrew
seen
Luck is up in
Wright
the
a
coach's
couple
booth.
of times. They have not shown him. We got a Stanford injury timeout now. 44 seconds left. That play was there, by the way. That was a really cool screen they had set up, but I don't know if the running back went the wrong way or what. But
is this a double cramp? That's tough.
Oh yeah,
that's not good. Yeah,
so,
they had that screen.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I've been to Hawaii once. Middle school band trip, actually. We spent like a week there.
What middle school are you going to that's sending you to Hawaii? That's crazy. Where did you go?
Well, I mean, we had to pay, but
still
we had the option. And we did a class with the Hawaii band director.
Okay.
Then.
Where did you go? Was it you in Waikiki, Oahu?
Yeah, Waikiki. We stayed near Aloha Stadium, which, by the way, I'm going to try to write a story about that because the 50th anniversary of the stadium opening is September 1975, and they just recently started demolition process. I think.
Yeah, it's being they have to raise the whole stadium, right, and then rebuild.
Yeah, they're pretty much going to have to build a new thing on top of it. It sounds like.
Yeah.
And young one, I am worried. I heard TBC was a little warm. It is a little bit warm. They have a new athletic director there after kind of a real mess of a situation. This is his, I think, fourth or fifth season. Yet, remember if they went to a bowl game with a losing record or not.
I'm fairly certain I would have remembered Hawaii in a bowl. I don't think they've been to a bowl with him.
No, yeah, 5-7. Yeah, fourth year. They've gotten a little bit better each time, but it's hard.
It is a little jarring.
Sam says ball looked tipped on that middle screen. I think it was tipped too. It looked like on the replay that the ball was tipped.
It's a little jarring watching football, getting ready to go to bed, watching ball during the daytime. Look at the bows.
Into field range and more.
I'm caught up.
Down
Chris.
to the 20, Hawaii. You know what this means, by the way? We both, I think, took Stanford plus 2.5.
Did we? Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah. So Hawaii win means both of our picks will not, if they make a field goal. 30 seconds left.
Don't do that.
Oh, no, boy.
Yeah. Throw the flag. No. All right. Maybe uncatchable.
Yeah.
I will say that we're having some time zone debates in here. Sam Callan says Mountain Time Zone is the best as cultural fun. I think I believe that's true. Eastern Time Zone by far the worst.
You're going way more into the Eastern Time Zone now in Charlotte.
Yeah, it's getting darker, much earlier. I lived barely in the Eastern Time Zone, and it was getting dark. I mean, during the summers, it gets dark at 10 o'clock. It's you're still in golden hour, 9:45. It was kind of alarming, but either way, I can't make it to the end of college football that many weeks if I'm home.
That's
in the Eastern
Central.
Time.
I think Central Time is best because it's late enough that it feels right, but it's a little bit earlier and nothing ends at too ridiculous of a time.
Yeah, I didn't I spent the NCAA tournament the first weekend in Pacific time a couple of years ago. I did not really like it because the games were ending and it was 7:30, 8 o'clock. You felt like you needed to do something, but
yes, I hate Pacific time. It's a
was,
whole other
weird.
world.
Yeah, there's a pressure to
you have to get up at 6 a.m. to feel like you're a part of the world.
Yes, also that.
And
when the national championship was in LA, we were there together. When the national championship was in LA a couple of years ago, we would go out to dinner.
The game ended. We finished working, and it was done, and it was 10 o'clock. And we're
yeah.
But Hawaii's 3 seconds left. Hawaii's gonna have a kick for the win.
Do we get a college kickers moment here, Chris?
And young one asks, is Frank Reich a legitimate candidate for the Stanford job?
No, explicitly no.
I mean, unless he does a great job and he wants to.
No,
but he has said
Did you read it? Well, if you didn't read Zach Kiefer's story this week, he talked about this. Zach Kiefer did a really good story on Andrew Luck.
Stanford,
obviously, they have a prior relationship. Andrew Luck, by the way, one time projected guest on Until Saturday.
Oh yeah, he was going to come on the show.
Yeah,
he was going to come on the old
he
show.
He basically agreed to come on the show, and then the show didn't exist.
And then they fired Troy Taylor, or then the investigation, or one of those things happened, and
I think they got Andrew a chair.
Andrew Luck had done like every other show too. He had done Marshall. He had done several shows, and we were like next up.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. Just like Connor Stallions, who agreed to come on the show.
Connor Stallions, come on, bunch formation.
I reached out. I told him to come on to this one. I've not heard back.
Yeah. We got to hit up Connor. He was liking a few of my tweets today. Connor, come on the show.
I don't know if he doesn't respond to texts or what. I may have to DM him or something.
I don't have his phone number. Anyway, we'll see if we get a college kickers moment here.
All right.
Shaky cam.
About 35-yard field goal. Ish. Low 30s.
38, something like that. It's hard to say.
Chance to win it. For the win on the islands.
Got it.
Kick is good. Hawaii.
There you go. Look at Hawaii. Is that the best win for Hawaii of the Timmy Chang era?
Probably. I don't remember if they might have had like a big Mountain West game or two, but
anyway, my point was
for Timmy Chang, man. That game. So this game was crazy and stupid in so many different ways. But that was a fun finish to that game. Stanford going on that drive, that 20-play drive to take the lead. They were up a touchdown. No, they were up 3 driving, and they throw that interception.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the guy had him open, but the rusher snagged out of thin air. That was an incredible play.
That's college football, man. I texted you. I was like, all right, maybe we can start the show a little bit earlier because it looks like Stanford's about to go up 2 scores and that's it.
Nope.
Hawaii comes back to win. Let me see if I can find that what that win probability must have looked like.
We're not going to do win probabilities. Don't do win probabilities.
It was up to 85.6% with 7 minutes left.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with win probability.
It only counts when it's fun. It's
all fake math. I refuse to acknowledge it as legitimate. It's stupid. They make these numbers up. I refuse to believe. There's just too many variables for me to believe that that's a real number. I think like mathematically it probably is correct, but the game is complicated. There's all kinds of variables that I just refuse to believe are accounted for in this formula. I just don't believe it's true. Anyway, real quick before we get into the actual week 0, now that the games are over, Frank Reich and Andrew Luck pretty much signed a blood oath that it was going to be a 1 year and done. Frank Reich aggressively
I'm just saying, but
retired.
If Frank Reich goes like 10-2,
no, I don't think
whatever.
So. I think even if he goes 10-2, I think Frank Reich is doing a friend a solid. I don't think he has any desire, even if it's good, no matter what. I just don't think he wants to live the life of a coach. I think he's going to serve as a bridge, and that's going to be it.
Good thing is you don't have to anymore. You can hire unlimited people to do that.
Yeah, but I just think being a college coach is hard. I don't think he has any desire to want to do that, basically. I think that's a lot of it. Anyway. All right, Chris, do you want to get into week 0?
Let's finish wrapping up this game. Hawaii, I didn't really know what to expect them, other than I liked Al Hado, the quarterback. So they were really up and down there. You give away a touchdown on the fair catch bounce of the kickoff at the 1 yard line. You can't fair catch a kickoff that is bounced and get the touchback. That leads immediately to a strip sack and a touchdown for Stanford. But Hawaii kept staying in it, kept fighting. I also liked what I saw from Stanford, like toward the end. Like they kind of figured out run the ball, play action to the tight ends, and stuff like that. You just kind of have a freak interception at the end, and suddenly it goes the other way. So I don't know. I weirdly was like more encouraged by on the other hand, though, like you got kind of taken apart by a quarterback who was on one leg for most of that game.
Yeah. Okay. So here's
like they were not blitzing nearly as much as they should have been.
Here's my Stanford sunshine pumping is there was a lot of speculation coming into this year that Stanford could be like flaming crater status. You know, you fire your coach late, you bring in Frank Reich, who, you know, say what you will about Frank Reich, not exactly the type of resume that, you know, that leads to success as a college coach in a tough spot. You already don't have a great roster. They look competent tonight. Hawaii I think is going to be improved, but from what I saw from Stanford, like they can win some ball games. They can not be, a traffic cone in the ACC. So we'll see. Also in the chat, Dwayne Hudson notes that I am correct about win probability. It's fake math.
Yeah, I know. I think it's fake too. I just like doing it when the numbers are fun.
But they got to be real to be fun. Yeah.
So like I'm looking at the box score here. Like Alejado finishes 27 for 39, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, 36 yards on the ground. I hope he's okay because I think like there were some pieces there to work with.
Yeah.
Mika Ford, Stanford running back, 113 yards on the ground. Like, they were throw the ball. They completed the ball to like 8 or 9 different guys.
Yeah.
But they've got to go to BYU next week. I'm sorry, they have a week off, then go to BYU. So Stanford's got to bye.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go to BYU. Hawaii, what do they have next? Hawaii's got Arizona next week at Arizona. That's a late game again. That'll be on TNT. That'll be fun. That could be another weird.
I forgot we're back on
game.
TNT this year.
Yes, Arizona, Hawaii next week could be fun. All right, so encouraging maybe for both, but Stanford's got BYU, then Boston College, going to be a tough year. All right, do you want to get into the big one now?
Can I rant about Ireland quickly?
Real quick. Oh, yeah, sure. Also, real quick. Saw a bunch more people in the show now. Thank you for watching. We've just kind of been reacting to the end of the Hawaii game there. Please subscribe to the channel. This is YouTube only. We're going to try to do this every Saturday night if we can, if we're both around, unless one of us is traveling and it's hard. This won't go up on the feed. This is just YouTube, just doing this for fun as long as we want to go. We'll have a full normal show recording tomorrow for Monday. David, Ireland. You may have to repeat this on the next show, but go.
Probably. Listen, I already don't love the idea that this sport that is uniquely American. I don't like the international games at all. I was the games in Japan like predated me.
Tokyo Bowl.
Yeah, I don't have any real memories of those games because they were kind of before I started following the sport. But Ireland,
didn't Barry Sanders or Andre Ware win the Heisman in Japan?
That sounds right. I don't know.
One of those two.
Either way, I already don't like it. And then now that these games have gotten better and better, and we're getting like today, we had a game between 2 ranked teams in a real rivalry, in a game between 2 real Big 12 contenders. That's really important. The field sucked. It's pouring rain. You're 4,000 miles away from home. And just like, it doesn't, like, listen, it's cool, kind of. It's not college football. Like, Dublin, it's just not. I don't understand what the point is and why we have outsourced it and why this game gets this huge stage. I hate it. And, it'd be one thing if it's like something tropical or whatever, but today, like that game deserved better. That field was not good. And you're playing in pouring rain in a place where it rains a lot. I mean, guys shouldn't be sliding around. You shouldn't have to be worried about cleat length in a game in August. We'll talk probably some more about that on the full show, but it just rubbed me the wrong way. It didn't bother me as much when it's like Notre Dame Navy or just non-conference games or stuff like that. But when you got real rivalry games, when you got real rivalry games, and especially like, K-State is losing a conference home game to play this dumb game in Ireland that's logistically difficult for everyone involved and is very expensive for fans in a time when you're demanding more and more from fans. We don't need this. And if we're going to do these Ireland games, make it like a dumb game that's not that meaningful. I hate it.
Yeah, so agree. Iowa State wins 24-21. They kneel it out at the goal line. We both picked Kansas State -3 to win. They did not. We were wrong. I have kind of 2 different thoughts. I thought both defenses played really well.
Yes,
it wasn't
extremely
just,
well.
It wasn't just bad offense. Like the defenses were playing very well.
Yes.
So you have to credit them for that. But I think with Kansas State, Avery Johnson hasn't taken that step up that we thought. But even more so, the concerns I had about Kansas State's offensive line were there in a big way. They replaced a lot of those guys. It did not go well. It did not help that Dylan Edwards left after the muffed punt right at the beginning, who's your number one running back, who averaged 7 yards a carry last year. So suddenly you couldn't run it. I didn't think the game plan from Kansas State was great. Like at that point, you got to get Avery Johnson more in the running game. He doesn't appear to be the passer you need him to be yet, especially in this environment.
Yeah, I thought adding some receivers would help him out, but it didn't really. And then obviously the offensive line is another issue. And Chris, did you follow it all after the game? What Chris Kleiman said about Dylan Edwards and this kind of just why he didn't play?
You text me about it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was a very weird situation. Basically, he said he didn't know what was going on. He just was told that he wasn't available, and it was unclear like what this injury was or what exactly happened. The exact quote from him was he was asked about Edwards, said, "I don't know. They told me after the first couple plays he was no longer available." That's like what we're saying in the press box when the sideline doesn't want information. That's not what your head coach should be saying. It's just weird for him to play one play. Didn't look visibly injured on the play.
Well, he looked like he got hurt.
Sure, but when you don't really know what's going on, it's weird. It's a weird situation. So that's tough. Dylan Edwards is a guy that I think similar to Avery Johnson. You'd like to see take a step forward as they need him a little bit more. No DJ Giddens. Avery Johnson looked like the same guy, and I also thought that it was some borderline coaching malpractice in that first half from Matt Wells, the offensive coordinator. Why are you not giving him more called runs? Your offense is stuck in the mud, literally. And I think, what did you see, Chris, in that first half? 2 to 3 called runs. There were a couple in the second half.
And one of them was a big gain.
Yeah, that's what he does. Like I think,
I think part of it is he got banged up last year. Avery did.
Yes.
And I'm guessing.
But these are the games you go all out for. This is the game.
It is, but it's also week 0, and you do play next week.
Yeah, you're playing Iowa State. I'm just saying I bet
that was a factor. They don't want to rely too much on him. But given the environment and the weather and not having Dylan Edwards, yes, but also the offensive line.
The weather and the environment is more of a reason to run him, I think. It was tough getting out there. And the thing that I fear is in the NIL era and when there's so much money involved, I fear that Avery Johnson wants to be something that he just is necessarily not. And that is, hey, I got to show the NFL I'm going to be a pocket passer. I can be this guy. Mm-hmm. And, your job as a college coach is not to turn out pros or prepare guys for the pros. It's to win football games. Yeah. And if you're not giving enough called runs for Avery Johnson, you are playing with one hand tied behind your back. Avery Johnson is not a terrible thrower of the ball, but he is not great. And I think they minimize his legs. They asked him to do too much with his arm on a tough day against a really good defense. There were you just didn't see very many busts at all.
No, and it didn't help. Like, there's a drop on a 4th and 8.
Yeah.
In territory, you have getting stuffed on the 4th and 1 run. Iowa State goes 3 for 3 on 4th down. Kansas State went 1 for 4, and that turned out to be a pretty big deal. Iowa State, by the way, their last 4 drives, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, almost a touchdown, end up kneeling out the clock. Like, that's big time stuff from that offense. Rocco Beck stepped up, made some plays, and Tyler Mouser, the offensive coordinator, did a really good job in that second half of making adjustments. So credit to Iowa State there. If you missed the beginning in terms of the Avery Johnson father-brother scuffle video, we don't really know much about it other than what everybody else has seen. Didn't seem great. Seemed likely it was them. Don't know for sure on that. We're not there. Obviously, it's a little bit different over in Ireland. We'll see if anything comes of that. Anything else on this game, or do you want to move on?
I think if you're a team like Texas Tech or an Arizona State or Utah watching that, I think you feel okay.
Dwayne The Rock Hudson says Avery Johnson is Diet Taylor Martinez. I don't think I'd go that far.
I think Little T Magic was faster and was not as good of a passer. I would describe Taylor Martinez as a not good passer.
He had the
Avery
he had the
Johnson.
craziest throwing motion for a college, high-level college quarterback I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But he had that
Avery
one
was
run
good
against
at-
Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship that was insane.
I think Avery has an NFL arm. He's just not that accurate. I don't love his form, but like he's got arm strength. T Magic did not have arm strength. That man was throwing it with everything he got to get 45 yards.
Yeah. All right. Game I did not expect to be so great. UNLV Idaho State, which was on the Mountain West Network. I watched that on my Roku TV.
Yeah, I had it on my
Other people
laptop.
found it on laptops and stuff like that. 38-31 UNLV come from behind win. They were trailing early in the fourth quarter. UNLV had more than 500 yards of offense, more than 300 rushing yards. But Idaho State had 550 yards. Bengals were making plays. And however, they threw 4 interceptions. That ended up being the difference.
Yeah.
I think they threw one that helped UNLV take the lead. Cody Hawkins doing a pretty good job there at Idaho State. Coach, son of Dan Hawkins. That's going to be an interesting team to watch in the Big Sky. I think maybe moving forward. Sam says Chris called the spread being too big. Yes, I won. I picked that correctly. We picked it at like 27.5. It got up to 30.5 by kickoff.
Yeah.
And they were leading at the beginning of early in the fourth quarter. So, is that what we're going to get from a Dan Mullen team? UNLV's tackling was horrible, like just horrible.
Well, and they had a lot of busts. They had really bad tackling. I mean, the amount of guys running downfield where there's just nobody near them after they're getting pressure on the quarterback. That's guys not knowing what they're supposed to be doing. That's bad communication. That's stuff that I think is correctable. But I think this UNLV team, last year's UNLV team, probably not as fun as the team that was the year before with Jaden Mayava in year one of Brennan Marion. But they were really good last year, really physical. This year's team is going to be a lot more fun. I did not see a level of physicality that I wanted to see from UNLV. I think it's going to be a long year in Vegas. And this team, you got guys, the Denver Harrises of the world, the JoJo Earls of the world that have bounced around.
Justin Flo.
Yeah. It's going to be
top 10
listen,
recruit.
Dan Mullen's got this team together by duct tape. It's week 0. I mean, this team is going to be volatile.
I think they're going to be a fun team, though, because I do think that offense is legit. Calandria looked pretty good, 15 for 21, 195 yards, a touchdown, nearly 100 yards rushing. Alex
looked kind of slow.
He only threw 3 passes, but he had a touchdown run. The first play of the game was Orji tossing the ball to Calandria to throw it deep into a pass interference. So they're going to have some fun. They're going to give up a lot of points, I think. Sam mentioned Dan Hawkins is on his son's staff at Idaho State. I did not realize that. Yes, he is the director of player and staff development. So he had retired.
He's also the liaison to the intramural games on staff.
Yes,
on
that too.
campus.
So UNLV should be a fun team to watch this year. Kansas, Fresno State, not a ton to say other than Kansas looked really good. Jalen Daniels.
Healthy Jalen Daniels, man. They were the offense was that offense looked unbelievable today. That was a fun game. And I don't know what to make of Fresno State. I think time will tell how good that team actually is. They lost a lot, obviously, the new coach. That's always tough. But Kansas looked like a team that could challenge the Big 12. People thought they could last year. It never really materialized.
Well,
close losses. Jalen Daniels' health was a problem. He was forcing it a little bit early in the season. But if they're playing like this, I mean, you could make a case for. Kansas has got as good of a shot as anybody to win the league.
I'm not going to go that far yet because it was Fresno State in the first game with the new coach. But Jalen Daniels, 18 for 20, 3 touchdowns. Ran for 47 yards. He
was making it look easy.
Yes, but he was also taking some hits there, kind of in the second quarter there that kind of got you a little bit nervous. Seemed to be maybe limping a little bit. Defense, 3 takeaways. As good a start as you could have with that renovated half of the stadium that looked really nice. Kansas next. They've got Wagner next week, so they'll be 2-0. Then they got your Missouri Tigers in week 3.
Yeah,
I forgot that game's coming back this year, man. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome, but it's just not. I don't know. It's not the same when it's not on Thanksgiving. And it's not the same when it's not a conference game. It's just
You got it. But they haven't played in like 10 years.
I know. I'm glad it's back. It just doesn't feel like it has.
And it's on
juice.
campus.
Yeah. By the way, they did honor David Booth during the Kansas game. Have you ever seen a timeout during a game to honor a booster?
Well, he just donated like.
I know he did. I know why they did it. I don't have a problem with him doing it. I just think it's funny.
I'm sure that's happened, and yes, if I shout him out for every TV timeout for all I care. If he's
they should. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I just was laughing when I saw it. I was like, because like when I saw him on the screen, and I was like, I don't know who that is. I don't know Kansas's big boosters by face. But then they said his name. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Yes. So Kansas looks good.
Yeah.
Western Kentucky, Sam Houston. Western Kentucky, a little shaky there in the middle. They were trailing Sam Houston in the second half after a scoop and score. But they got it together, and Maverick McIver did what I think Maverick McIver is going to do a lot this year, which is
that marriage looked good.
51 passes, 401 yards, 3 touchdowns. Matthew Henry, transfer from Western Illinois, looked really good. 7 catches, 148 yards, 1 touchdown. You take out the defensive score, and I think this is more of a lopsided game that probably ultimately ended up being. Sam Houston stuck around and fought, though. They did more than I thought they would, I think, offensively. So
I talked to Tyson when he got this job, and he talked a lot about
Tyson Helton, the Western Kentucky coach.
Yeah, he talked a lot about wanting to bring back the identity of Western Kentucky, because people forget it had kind of fallen away from that. When he took that job, and here we are. What is he in year 5, year 6 here? And man, it's just like, it feels like it's plug and play. Western Kentucky, they don't necessarily have the beef to be like the best G5 program, but they had a good run as one of the most fun G5 programs, and they're back there now. And yeah, Maverick McIver looked good. This is gonna be a fun team, a good team. I think they'll challenge for the CUSA. It's gonna be a fun year in Kentucky.
Yes, they've got North Alabama next week, and then Toledo in week 3, which could be pretty fun.
That's gonna be a big one. By the way, shout out Alton McCaskill. I talked to him this summer for a transfer project. He had a long run. He scored tonight. He had 70+ yards. Guy that's had a kind of a weird career. Was the AAC Freshman of the Year at Houston. Went to Colorado. After he tore his ACL, didn't work out there. Didn't work out at Arizona State. Guy that I think a lot of people still kind of pay attention to. Go back and read that transfer project if you haven't. Alton talked a lot about like how he got there. He's had a weird career. Like I said, really good freshman year. Was in a commercial with Deion Sanders. He's experienced a lot, and I'm glad that he was able to kind of get back on the field. This is as good as he looked since that freshman year.
Game, maybe to keep an eye on. Late November, Western Kentucky at LSU. That's LSU's like FCS showcase game, right before the end of the season. We'll see.
When they're playing, when you can't compete with the Lions, so those things. No, it's like a somebody's 10, hurt. Maybe, but it's like a 10-7 Western Kentucky lead after the first quarter, and they lose 41-10.
Do you remember? Was it Western Kentucky beat Arkansas, and that was the end of Chad Morris?
No, it was It was San Jose State.
San Jose State with the former Arkansas quarterback, right?
Yes, Nick Starkel.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was the one.
He also lost to North Texas.
Western Kentucky, November 9th, 2019, 45-19. Ty Story. That's who I'm thinking of.
There's a lot of bad Chad Morris losses, Chris. They all kind of bleed together.
I think that's the last one. Yeah, I think that was the last one. 45-19. They freaking destroyed them. Ty Story, the former Arkansas quarterback. Okay, I'm not crazy. You were actually the former Arkansas guy, and you couldn't even get that right. Jordan Morales says in the chat, 25K watching Idaho State almost beat their team in a 65K NFL arena. Is the new Mountain West anchor team, meaning UNLV. Might be more parity in the new Mountain West expected going forward. Yeah, I mean, talking about next year post realignment, like, yeah, but I didn't expect UNLV to be dominant. I needed to see more of what they were post losing everything. So
Yeah.
we'll see about that. Wrapping up pretty soon here. What do we got? We did Stanford-Hawaii. Is that all the games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 games, right? Is that the schedule?
I think so. I'm looking. Yeah, we got them all. We got them all. Any big picture thoughts? Anything come at you from today?
The fake injury penalty twice happening, both to legitimately injured guys. Curious how that is going to go over. Happened to Iowa State in the second half, happened to Hawaii in the second half on offense when they had an offensive lineman, I think it was cramping. He's hopping to the sideline, looked like a coach told him to go down. He goes down, they get penalized, they lose a timeout. It's not supposed to be used for actually injured guys. The rule is if somebody goes down after the ball is spotted for the next play. But I thought the idea was if someone looked clearly injured, they weren't going to call it. And so now they've done it twice. Both guys looked legitimately injured.
I'm okay with there being some, well, I don't know. You don't want to be in replay review. I mean, a lot of times the ref's not going to be able to see a guy go down. So I don't know. I don't know there's a great way to do it. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. I was thinking I'm probably okay with them erring on the side of like being too aggressive with it, but you don't want to discourage guys that are hurt from like going down. I don't know. There's not a great answer for it. I just want to do everything we can to get the fake injuries out of the game.
Overall, first day of college football, your day was kind of a mess, but that was
my
fun,
day was a mess. Did you watch some
games
the
we got some games that were close. We had a last second field goal by Hawaii. We had a conference game that turned up a pretty good. Maverick McIver throws for 400 yards. I kind of had to get in the rhythm there of like, oh, I'm sitting on my couch. I haven't gotten up for 30 plus minutes. My legs are feeling a little bit weird.
I'm looking forward to that one day, Chris. I'm looking forward to having a functional living room and an office again.
Well, you'll be so you're moving in this week, right?
I'm moving into our new home, yes, on Tuesday. So
yeah. So
next week's going to be a disaster. Next week's going to be kind of a disaster for reasons that we'll talk about on the show next week. But then we'll be kind of in a rhythm sort of after that in terms of like, well, might be traveling this week, might be not. But this week's going to be, I'm going to have a crazy week one. Did you watch the Corso tribute, Chris?
No, I didn't actually.
I have it taped. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I might try to knock it out this week. My life is a mess right now, trying to get everything settled, and it's hard. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I watched the clip that they posted of the like farewell from like
of everybody like saying stuff.
I watched that. That was great. And Kirk making everybody cry. So I want to watch the full.
By the way, everybody read the story of The Athletic we did on Lee Corso, oral history type of stuff. Justin Williams, Chris Camerani did it. Hilarious story. Everybody sharing their Lee Corso stories about him stealing all the snacks from the
the best room. One is he doesn't go out to dinner on Fridays because he steals all the snacks from craft services and just scoops them in his bag, and then in his hotel room he like lines them up and just eats them like
him apologizing like with a big smile after the F-it at Houston. I think we're gonna have another Lee Corso story coming, but that was a hilarious story. Read that. Thanks to everybody who has been listening to the show. The last episode we did, most listened to episode of the show, so it's going up and up and up as the season's here. Appreciate everybody who's been on this. This was YouTube only. We're not gonna put this on the feed.
But this is basically bunch formation after dark right here.
Subscribe to the YouTube. That's what we should probably call it. That's what we should call this weekly now. We're figuring this out on the fly.
Uncut. Yeah,
I like that. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you would. Like the video. We're gonna try to do some more stuff extra here again on Saturdays. We'll have the normal shows. We'll do them twice a week. During the week, we'll have a show Monday and probably Thursday. David's traveling a bunch next weekend, so I'm not sure.
Next week is
going to
be a disaster. We'll figure. We'll talk when we talk about what I'm doing next week. People will understand and be excited.
I don't know why you can't say it. You've booked
because I don't want
trip.
people to copy it. We'll talk about it on the show Monday, probably. I think I can talk about it Monday. I have a story going up, kind of talking about. It's going to be a crazy week one, so. We'll see.
It is. We got loaded games Thursday through Monday. God,
I know.
When we get to that Monday, I am always dead after that Monday. But I enjoy it because there's no NFL.
Interesting. Huh.
But you're doing your trip because you wanted to. I'm not dealing with your complaining while you're also moving into a new house.
No, well, listen. Well, this is truly a best laid plans situation. We'll talk about it more on the show this week. Thank you guys for tuning in.
We appreciate everybody who has been listening to the show. I know there's a lot of new podcasts out there, but we will forever be the newest one. We appreciate everybody who chooses us along with or instead of many of the other shows out there. We have a bunch of more 5-star reviews we're going to have to read on upcoming shows. I'm probably going to have to split them up because there's so many of them. So
the response has been
appreciate that.
Cool to see people. And people, we've mentioned this, Chris, but people like get what we're going for on the show. Like, people don't like, it's like exactly what we want of like, we know what we're talking about, but also like the sport is so stupid. And like, I love that it's stupid. I always say, like, what I've been saying for 10 years, nobody's in charge. And this is a feature, not a bug.
I'm going to end on this. College football is a beautiful sport because it starts with week 0, which doesn't make sense. It begins the day in Ireland. It ends the day the complete other side of the world in Hawaii. Whatever you think about playing in Ireland, it ends during the daytime. So like none of this makes any sense. It's why we love the stupid sport. I'm looking forward to what should be a fun season. That was a fantastic, enjoyable week 0.
Yeah,
really no real blowouts that like you couldn't watch.
Yeah,
Kansas Fresno State was probably the biggest one, but like every game was watchable. So let's hope that continues for that. Dave, anything else?
No, stop playing games in Ireland. I'm tired of it. And if you have to play games in Ireland, at least get normal field paint and get grass. I don't know what the deal is with Europeans and grass that we can play football on. Can we import a field? I don't know. I'm tired of it.
Also, shout out to the Sam Houston turnover money bag. Incredible. For David, I'm Chris Vannini. We will talk to you on Monday with a deeper reaction show to that and news and other stuff. Thanks to everybody who's watching. And we'll do this more during the season. Bunch formation after dark. I like it. All right.
All right.
See you guys.
See you.